Hi, and welcome to Breastfeeding Buddies. I'm Heidi, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the benefits of breastfeeding using our benefits box. So we're going to be grabbing things out of this box and talking a little bit about how they represent a benefit of breastfeeding. So we'll start out with this cute little stuffed animal, and this represents the bonding or the physical connection of breastfeeding and the emotional bonding that the mom has with the baby. Breastfeeding actually releases hormones in the mother that triggers nurturing behavior and a sense of relaxation. And I know we've talked before is the distance that the baby can focus is basically from the cradle of the mom's arm up to her eyes. So this represents the bonding that happens with breastfeeding. Let's pull something else up. So we also have a tape measure. What do you think that might be? Well, this represents that breastfeeding moms oftentimes will lose a little bit of weight while they're breastfeeding. Breastfeeding actually encourages the uterus to shrink back down to its normal size, so moms get back to their pre-pregnancy shape a little bit quicker. And it also helps them heal faster after delivery, so less postpartum blood loss, things like that. So another good benefit of breastfeeding. Let's see, the pink ribbon represents the decrease in cancer risk for mothers who do breastfeed. And the benefits can be fairly great. If a mom, for every 12 months that a mom breastfeeds, the relative risk of breast cancer decreases by 4.3%. So if moms breastfeed multiple children, that can significantly decrease their risk of breast cancer. It also decreases their risk of ovarian cancer as well. We have our money right here on top, and I'm sure you can guess what this one represents, is that breastfeeding saves money because families don't have to buy formula. It's estimated that families can spend about $2,500 in the first year on formula. So by breastfeeding, it can save quite a bit of money. Let's see, we also have a watch, and breastfeeding, this represents that breastfeeding saves time. A mom doesn't have to spend time preparing the formula every time her baby needs to eat, and the breast milk is always the right temperature, ready to go, so it can save the mother time in her busy schedule. We have a car in the box, and this can represent that it's easier to travel with a baby that's breastfeeding. There's no worries about how to feed the baby, there's no need to haul formula around. Again, it's always the right temperature, ready to go, so it can make traveling a little bit easier. We have a diaper in here, and this represents the breastfed babies' stools tend to be a little bit softer, and they don't really have a smell to them. And so some people can make diaper changes a little bit easier, and some people consider that a good benefit of breastfeeding. Let's see, we also have a thermometer. This represents the improvement in health for babies who are breastfed. Because there's a lot of antibodies in the mature milk, continuing to breastfeed throughout infancy can help protect a baby from many of the common illnesses like colds, ear infections, and diarrhea. And this means fewer healthcare visits, prescriptions, hospitalizations. In 2016, Lancet did a research series on breastfeeding, and they found that breastfeeding could save the lives of 823,000 children and 20,000 mothers each year. Moms also have less time away from work when infants are sick. One-day absences to care for sick children occur more than twice as often in babies who are formula-fed rather than breastfed. So definitely a decrease in medical costs, which goes back to our money. The apple a day keeps the doctor away. That represents the long-term health benefits for babies. Babies who are breastfed have less future health concerns like allergies, obesity, and diabetes. Let's see, we also have the marble, and this represents how big the baby's stomach is when a one-day-old newborn. Bottle feeding takes less effort to drink, and so it can lead to overfeeding and may result in some babies spitting up more. You can see how they don't really need very much milk in the beginning in order to fill up their little tummies. We also have a brain, and this represents the better brain development for babies who are breastfed. There was a recent study done in Brazil with 3,000 babies, and they found that those who were breastfed had higher IQ levels, stayed in school, and earned more money long term than when compared to babies who had formula fed. Let's see, a couple more items. We have the toothbrush. Breastfeeding requires the baby to use, when they suck at the breast, they use their lips, their gums, their tongue, their jaw, their cheek muscles. It helps with all that development and helps with tooth alignment, and you don't really get that with the bottle. If you think about when you bottle feed, if you turn a bottle upside down, it just naturally drips. And the babies really don't have to work to get that formula out of there. But with the breast, they do, and that actually helps with their development. And our final thing in the box is the earth, and that represents breastfeeding being good for the environment. Formula cans are not recyclable or biodegradable, and so a baby in their first year usually uses a minimum of about 120 cans of formula, and it takes 11,000 ounces of water to make those cans. So breastfeeding, which you don't need any kind of supplies, there's no formula cans, no waste. It really is the most environmentally friendly food. All right, well, thank you for joining in today, and we hope that you'll join us again next week, same time, same place, Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Thanks.